So, after all this time, after the sleepless nights, the doors that kept slamming shut, the plans that fell apart, the people who walked away when you needed them the most, and you are finally standing at the edge of something that actually feels different. Not wishful thinking different, not maybe this time different. The kind of different that settles into your bones and refuses to leave. That quiet knowing that you cannot explain to anyone else because they haven't walked through what you've walked through. They haven't felt the weight of waiting while the world kept spinning forward without you. They haven't understood what it costs to hold on to hope when every single piece of evidence around you says, let go. But you are still here. And something in you right now, some deep parts that's been dormant, buried under years of disappointment, is waking up. Yeah, waking up. Because what's coming isn't just relief. It's not just a pat on the back or a small consolation prize for showing up. What's coming is the kind of reward that makes every single moment of waiting worth it 100 times over. And you can feel it, can't you? That strange lightness that's been creeping in over the past few days. That sense that the atmosphere around you is shifting even though nothing in your external circumstances has changed yet. You have been carrying something heavy for a long time. Not just the obvious stuff, like the bills, the strained relationships, the career that stalled, the dreams that felt like they were slowly suffocating. But something deeper, the invisible weight of knowing you were made for more, and not being able to reach it. The exhaustion of explaining yourself to people who were never going to understand anyway. The loneliness, yeah. The loneliness of walking a path that nobody else around you seems to be on. Yeah, that loneliness. And the worst part wasn't even the struggle itself. It was watching other people move forward while you stayed exactly where you were. That's not jealousy. Like watching them get their promotions, their relationships, their breakthroughs, their recognition. Watching them receive exactly what you have been praying for. While you sat in the waiting room wondering if someone had lost your file or if you'd somehow been forgotten entirely. That feeling is real. It's not paranoia, it's not lack of faith. It's the honest response of a human being who has been stretched beyond what feels bearable. Yeah. And you have probably asked yourself the same question over and over again in the dark hours of the night. What's wrong with me? Why does everything seem to come so easily to everyone else while I'm fighting for every single inch of ground? Why does my patience feel like punishment? Why does my endurance feel like being left behind? Those questions have echoed through your mind so many times that they have become background noise you don't even consciously register anymore. But they have been there, eating away at you, making you wonder if maybe the people who said you were wasting your time were right. Maybe your faith was foolish. Maybe you should have compromised like everyone else. Maybe you should have taken the shortcut, cut the corner, played the game the way everyone else plays it. Here is what nobody told you. When you were in the thick of it, while you were standing still, while it looked to everyone else like you were going nowhere, doing nothing, something was happening underneath the surface that nobody could see. Nobody could see. The stillness was never emptiness. The silence was never absence. What looked like stagnation was actually the most important work of your entire life being done in a place that no one else had access to. Because here's the thing about real growth. It doesn't happen in the spotlight. It doesn't happen when everyone's watching and cheering you on. It happens in the dark, underground, where nobody can see the roots spreading. And you have been growing roots, deep ones, the kind that cannot be easily pulled up when the wind starts blowing, the kind that anchor you so firmly that no storm, no matter how violent, can uproot you. You've been in a season of preparation, not punishment, not abandonment, preparation. Think about it. Let it land. And the preparation is finally complete. Every single thing you've walked through, every betrayal, every closed door, every moment you felt like giving up, has been working together to build something in you that couldn't have been built any other way. Yeah. And it's not punishment. The people who walked away from you, they were never meant to walk into what's coming. The opportunities that fell through, they were too small for what's actually yours. The delays that made you question everything, they were protecting you from moving too soon, from stepping into something you were not ready to carry. You couldn't see it then. Of course you couldn't. Nobody can see the blueprint when they are still in the middle of the construction site. But now you are standing at the edge of something that's been waiting for you all along. And what's coming isn't just a little bit of relief. It's not a small favor or a minor improvement. What's coming is a complete reversal, a total recalibration of everything you thought you knew about your life, your future, and what's possible for you. The debt that's been hanging over you, it's about to be cancelled in ways you cannot even anticipate. The relationships that left you feeling hollow and used. You're about to be surrounded by people who actually see you, who appreciate you, people who speak your language, people who don't require you to shrink yourself or explain yourself or prove yourself worthy of basic kindness. The career that felt like it was going nowhere, You're about to step into something that fits you so perfectly that you will wonder why you ever tried to force yourself into anything else. But let's be honest about something. Yeah, the waiting changed you. It had to. You are not the same person you were when this all started. And thank God for that. Because the person you used to be couldn't have handled what's coming. The version of you who was desperate for validation, who needed everyone to understand, who couldn't stand the thought of being misunderstood. That version would have been destroyed by the weight of what's about to land in your lap. Yeah, in your lap. The waiting stripped all of that away. It burned through your need for approval. It dissolved your addiction to other people's opinions. It forced you to find something deeper inside yourself. To hold onto when everything external was falling apart. And you found it. Yeah, that's why you're still here. You found something in yourself that couldn't be taken away, no matter what happened around you. That core, that unshakable center, is what's about to be rewarded. Not because you earned it through perfect behavior or flawless faith, but because you didn't quit. Because when everything in you wanted to run, you stayed. When every voice told you to give up, you kept going. When the easiest path in the world was to become bitter, to become cynical, to close yourself off and protect yourself from ever being hurt again, and chose differently. You chose to stay open even when staying open was terrifying. You chose to keep believing even when believing felt ridiculous. You chose to keep showing up even when it seemed like nobody noticed and nobody cared. They noticed. They noticed. Every single moment was recorded. Every tear that fell in the dark. Every prayer you whispered when you had no strength left to speak. Every time you chose integrity over the easy way out. It was all being stored up, not as a record of your failures or your struggles, but as investment in what was coming. Think of it like this. Every time you held your tongue instead of defending yourself, you made a deposit. Every time you chose to forgive instead of holding on to bitterness, you made a deposit. Every time you helped someone else, even when you had nothing to give, you made a deposit. Every time you praised through the pain, every time you got back up after being knocked down, every time you chose hope over despair, it was all adding up. And now your account is full. It matured, it's ready to be withdrawn in a way that's going to shock everyone who wrote you off. The people who doubted you, who said you were wasting your time, who laughed at your faith and mocked your patience, they are about to see something that's going to leave them speechless. Not because you are going to rub it in their face. No, you don't need that. That's not who you are. The fire has burned that petty need for revenge out of you. but they are going to see it anyway. They are going to watch it happen in real time. They are going to be forced to acknowledge that everything you said was actually true, that you were not crazy, that you were not naive, that you were just ahead of everyone else, or walking a path they couldn't see. Here's what their reward looks like. It's not just money, though that's part of it, yeah. It's not a success, though that's coming too soon success. It's a complete rewarding of your entire life. The things that used to be hard are about to become easy. The doors that used to slam in your face are about to swing open before you even knock. The people who were supposed to be on your side, but ended up betraying you, they are about to be replaced. You don't need to forgive them. Replaced by people who actually have your back. The anxiety that's been living in your chest, that constant low-level hum of worry that's been with you for so long you forgot what it felt like to be free of it. It's about to lift. Not just quiet down for a while, actually leave permanently. And here's the part that might be hard to believe right now, because you have been hurt so many times. But joy is coming back. Real joy. Not the performative happiness you've been faking so people wouldn't worry about you. Not the brief relief you feel when something finally goes right only to have it snatched away again. No, I mean deep, lasting, unshakable joy that doesn't depend on your circumstances. Yeah, that lives in you permanently. The kind that comes from knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing, surrounded by exactly the right people. The kind that makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. Yeah, the kind that makes you laugh for no reason. The kind that makes you feel alive in a way you haven't felt in years. You have been surviving on fumes for so long that you forgot what it felt like to actually thrive. You forgot what it felt like to have energy, to have passion, to have excitement about the future instead of dread. Yeah, it's coming back. It's beat by beat, piece by piece. It's being restored. And not just restored, multiplied 100 times over. Every ounce of peace that was stolen from you is being returned with interest. Every bit of joy that was drained out of you is being poured back in until you're overflowing. Every relationship that left you empty, exhausted, is being replaced by connections that actually nourish you. Every financial loss is being redeemed with abundance that doesn't make sense by any human calculation. This isn't wishful thinking. This isn't positive affirmation or manifesting or any of that. This is something real, something that's already in motion, whether you can see it yet or not. The shift is already started. You felt it. You felt it, haven't you? That strange sense that something is different even though nothing looks different yet. That quiet confidence that's been growing in you even though you cannot explain why. That's the evidence. Yeah, that's the proof that things are changing. Your spirit knows, your body knows what's coming, even when your mind cannot figure it out. And your spirit is right. The next few weeks are going to unfold in ways that will leave you breathless. Not because everything is suddenly going to be perfect. Life doesn't work, unfortunately, doesn't work that way, and you know it. But because you are going to start seeing the fruit of everything you've been through, you are going to start putting the pieces together and realizing that nothing was wasted. Not the pain, not the waiting, not the loneliness, not the confusion. Every single moment was serving a purpose that you couldn't understand at the time, but that's becoming crystal clear now. And here's the thing about the 100 times when you multiply something by 100. Confused. It's not just a little bit more. It's not incremental improvement. It's transformation. It's a complete change of state. It's like going from a wrinkle of wood, from a candle to a bonfire, from a whisper to a roar. That's what's coming. The things you lost are going to come back multiplied. The time you spent waiting is going to be compressed into acceleration that makes up for every single moment. The relationships that failed are going to be replaced by connections that are so much better. You will wonder how you ever settle for less. The money. Yeah, the money that slipped through your fingers is going to return in streams that don't run dry. The peace that was stolen from you is going to come back as a fortress that nothing can breach. You are standing at the threshold of something that most people never get to experience. Not because they are not worthy, but because they don't make it through the waiting. They give up too soon. They quit right before the breakthrough. They let the darkness convince them that the light was never coming back. But you didn't. You stayed. And because you stayed, you get to see what's on the other side of everything you've been through. So, important part. Start getting ready. Not in a frantic, anxious, what if it doesn't happen way, but in a calm, steady, this is already done way. Clear some space in your life. Make room for what's coming. Yeah, not just physical space, though you must need that too. But mental and emotional space. Let go of the old stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and what's possible for you. Let go of the identities you adopted during the waiting season. The struggle, the victim, the one who never catches a break. Those are not you anymore. You're not your baggage. They never really were. They were just costumes you had to wear, costumes. The real you is about to show up in ways that are going to surprise everyone, including yourself, because you have no idea what you are actually capable of. You have been so busy surviving, that you haven't had the chance to discover who you become when you are actually thriving. You're about to find out. And it's going to be amazing. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. That's not your job. No, your job is to stay open, stay ready, and stay grateful. Your job is to keep growing, glowing, showing up, keep being the person you've become through all of this, the person who is a little wiser, a little stronger, a little more compassionate, a little less easily shaken. Your job is to trust that what's coming is actually exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. And let go of the need to control how it all unfolds. The reward that's coming to you is going to be so undeniably right, so perfectly timed, so exactly what you have been needing all along, that you are going to look back at everything you went through and feel nothing but gratitude. Not because the pain was good. It wasn't. It wasn't. Not because the waiting was fun. No, it was brutal. It was brutal. But because it all led you to exactly where you're about to be. And that place you're heading toward right now, so much better than anything you could have imagined for yourself. Yeah, you've earned this. Not through perfection, not through having it all together. Through showing up, through staying, through refusing to give up, even when giving up was the most tempting thing in the world. Through choosing hope over despair, over and over again, even when hope felt ridiculous. Through choosing to believe that something better is coming, even when every single thing around you said otherwise. And now it's here. Yeah, it's here. Or rather, it's on its way. So close you can almost taste it. Close enough that you can feel it in the air around you, even if you cannot see it yet. Close enough that you can start to relax, start to breathe, start to let go of the old tension you've been holding in your body for years. Close enough that you can start to believe that the best part of your life isn't behind you, it's right in front of you, waiting for you to step into it. The 100 times reward isn't a fantasy. It's not a metaphor. It's not something you have to wait for until some distant future. It's a present reality that's about to become visible, tangible, undeniable. It's already yours. You just haven't seen it yet, but you will very soon. And when you do, something is going to make sense. Everything, every closed door, every broken promise, every betrayal, every heartbreak, every long night, every single moment of waiting, it's all going to click into place, and you are going to understand what it was all. Never about punishment. It was about preparation. It was about clearing the path. It was about making you ready for something so big that the person you used to be could not have handled it. But you are ready now. You are more than ready. You are exactly who you need to be for what's coming. And what's coming is going to change everything. Not just your circumstances through, though those are changing too, but the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, the way you see what's possible for your life. Everything is about to shift. And it's going to be so beautiful. So take a deep breath. Let the tension leave your shoulders. Let the worry leave your mind. Let the fear leave your heart. You are safe. You are seen. You are held. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And what's coming is exactly what you need. 100 times over. 100 times more than you lost. 100 times more than you hoped for. 100 times more than you dared to dream. It's yours. It's coming. It's already on its way. And when it arrives, when it finally breaks through into your visible reality, you are going to know without a shadow of a doubt that every single moment of waiting was worth it. Yeah, every single one of them.